We are taking a look today at the Black Series Devon Azara Rook cast and the Huts Guard Droid today. So pretty cool pickups. Kind of just want to go through all three of them and kind of, share some thoughts on them and kind of my reactions to them. So let's take a look. So the first one I want to take a look today is the guard droid from, I believe it's Mandalorian and Grogu. Saw the movie, really enjoyed the movie. I thought the scrap kind of put together build of the guard droids is really cool. It really kind of fits the whole kind of dirty aesthetic, really kind of just putting together whatever's left over. For what the Huts, have, and it really fits just that kind of like, just that weird kind of look, where they're just taking, obviously, leftover droid parts, where we have what looks like a battle droid head, with some extra bits, some other droid parts that I think we've seen before, but I can't quite place them. I want to say this is like a protocol droid. It looks an awful lot like this guy right here. Actually, it might be the same part, although it looks like a little bit different, but at least the lower arm looks pretty close. Shoulder looks about the same. So I think we're sharing some parts here with some other stuff. But yeah, there's definitely some cool reuse here, and then just some new pieces I've never seen before. The chest to me looks new. This part looks new. I want to say I've seen the legs before, but I can't quite place them. Probably like a guard droid or something like that. So anyway, cool figure. He comes with a blaster, if he can stand. So it comes with the blaster. I'm pretty sure we've seen this guy before. He also comes with a staff, which I really like the staff, actually. It's a new sculpt, I think. I don't think I've seen the sculpt before. You can set him down right there. So we got that. And it looks really nice. It's a little loose in his hand, but I do kind of like it. All right, but for the droid, one thing I do want to point out is this part right here on the back of the head, the little flat bit. This thing comes off all the time. So just be aware of that when you pull out the package. Mine fell off and I cannot get it to stay on. So I think I'm just gonna glue it in there. But the droid himself has okay articulation. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit crazier, but the arms can go out there. And when I say okay, you'll see what I mean. Elbow, this elbow comes in this far. This one comes in a little bit less, actually. And then it actually has some butterfly joints, and it's like, I'm pretty sure it's the butterfly joints we saw on one of those like guard droid, security droids. So actually maybe that's where the torso came from, maybe. So it's just like a ball and socket. And then torso joint right here. And then the hips don't have really any out. In fact, if you go further out, it just pops them off, which thankfully they're easy to put back on, but I really would like it if they could go out a little bit further. And the knees do bend, but not as well as I would like. I feel like that could have been improved. And then we have droid feet. But actually, I will say the torso twist on this, it sucks. Can maybe turn it like, I don't know, 20 degrees, 30 degrees. Okay. So this guy right here falls out. Remember, it goes back in here and it just barely stays. It falls out every chance you get. So I'm just gonna either glue mine in or just take it out entirely, but cool figure. I do like him. I think he looks good. I'm just gonna put him in my display next to Jabba. He's not doing anything fun. He's gonna do exactly what he did in the movie and just stand there and look cool. All right, so I'm gonna stand him back there. Here is Devin Azara. She's actually, I think, the one I like probably the most out of the three I got. I just like the color on the skin. It's very pretty. It's like a very like salmon kind of pink, maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more redder than that. But one thing I don't like is this. I think this is, I mean, it looks fine as like a sculpt, but like any like pose, you're gonna like shove this thing up on her head. And I think honestly, the part that comes across her face is just way too big. So I'm gonna take that off. And then put the head back on. There, now she's got a lot more movement. I mean, she doesn't look like a Jedi at all, which I guess is kind of the point because she's in hiding in the show from Shadow Lord. But I think she works pretty well as just like, you know, another Cantina alien, you know, or smuggler, or just some character like that, you know. But she's pretty nice. She's got not ball hands, ball wrist. She's got like a swivel and then a swivel here. Arms come up pretty okay. There's a little bit of a butterfly right there. Head is on a ball. There's a ball at the neck. Torso has a ball down here that it feels like the belt. The belt does kind of float, and then the legs do have a thigh swivel, which I am happy about. And then I do like boots. These are kind of cool. I can't really pick out what's being reused here. I'm sure there's something. Probably the hands, I'm sure, are reused in some way. But I mean, it looks like the shirt, the pants, this is sculpted in. The belt, I mean, those look like the boots are like all new. So she's pretty cool. I do like her quite a bit. So we can get her in some good poses. Just like that. So she's good. I like her. If she can stand. Come on. It's right there. Okay. Okay. Last is going to be Rook Cast. So she's kind of an interesting character because she's appeared before, I believe, in the Clone Wars. She was a Mandalorian supporter of Darth Maul, and she's really interesting. I like the design on her. It's a little basic, but I like the color. I like the markings on her armor. Although the mask is like really kind of just plain. There's not much in terms of detail, but she's got some really pretty paint happening, which is cool. She's also got a appears to be glued on, but she does have a jetpack on the back. She's got some armor, which looks really nice. I think all of this looks fairly new, so this may all be original new stuff. But she moves really well. Pulls her arm out. So arms come out, butterflies. Head moves around really well. She's got her two pistols. Both of these are on, looks like they're on balls, so yeah, I guess they are kind of new. Probably reusing something, I'm guessing, but maybe they are new. She's got little gauntlet twists right here, which is neat. Nice detail on the gauntlets. Would like if the torso could move a little bit more. One thing is the skirt. I do like the skirt. I may actually end up cutting it right here. I find that it limits her a little bit on her wider stances, but it's not too much. But I see it's stressing right here, and I think that'd be an easy cut to like give her a little bit more movement. And then she can go out, decent little kick, and knee bend. Now, one thing they did with her, that I don't know if I like it or not, but they gave her a separate head instead of the mask. But the head is, it's a really nice sculpt. And the paint is really nice. She looks really, really good with this head sculpt. So I don't know. I may keep her with the mask off. But she does look pretty cool. One other thing is kind of interesting is the guns, the pistols that she has little tiny pegs, and they don't seem to want to peg in super easy. Kind of, they kind of will fit, but it's like you barely touch them and they'll fall off. So I'd rather have had holsters, but I understand in the show she didn't have holsters. They just stuck to her side, either through magnets or the force or something. I don't know. But yeah, also I want to point out, I think this is a new backpack design, jetpack design. I've not seen this on anyone else, so it's kind of cool. So anyway, let's put these back in our hands. And then we'll do a little bit of comparison time. So we'll get her like that. I'll put Devon right there. Maybe make her stand up a little bit more. And then, of course, you know, the one you got to compare him to is going to be Darth Maul. I have him in a hood or a robe that I got from, I think, GPS lot, like a number of years ago. It's just been kind of my go-to Sith robe. And this is not the newer figure. This is an older Darth Maul figure. But I think the height works pretty well for what they are. So I'm all right with that. And then we can put, let's say, put her, next to Marin from Jedi Survivor. So you see she's a little bit taller. And yeah. And then we'll throw a battle droid in here since the droids are kind of all together. I'm gonna take these out. You can see the battle droid's actually a little bit taller. I figured he would be shorter, but yeah. So anyway, I think they're good pickups. I like them. I found mine at Walmart, and I found the droid at Walmart, and then the other two, Rook and Ezra, or Devon, came in from Hasbro Pulse. So thanks for watching.